Hello, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about all 9 game passes in Twisted Roblox. I'm going to talk in detail about how each game pass is used. I will also rate all the game passes on 2 separate tier lists. The first tier list will be for interest, so how much it adds to your gameplay, and the second tier list will be for necessity. Without further ado, let's begin. The first game pass we're going to talk about is Double Income, priced at 200 Robux. Double Income is very self-explanatory, much like the other passes in this video. You make double the amount of money you would normally in game. If you're buying your first game pass in Twisted, or if there's any game pass in this game that you absolutely must have, it's this one, hands down. It's not a very interesting game pass since it only does one thing, give you more money, which is still pretty good. So for interest, I'm going to put it at a D tier. However, for necessity, easily S, without a doubt. The next game pass I'm going to talk about is custom vehicle color. To use the game pass, you first have to go to a Tomcat performance building to actually change the color of your vehicle. Once you're at the Tomcat, hold R to access vehicle modifications and press body. You can then change the color to whatever you want, whatever stupid color you want, because I've seen plenty of them. The color buttons on the left are just what the default colors are, so you can use those without having the pass. But with the game pass, you can change your vehicle to whatever color you want. It should be noted that this does not work on intercept vehicles like the TIVs or on mobile radar trucks like the DAOs. For both interest and necessity, I'm going to give custom vehicle color D tier. The next game pass I'm going to talk about is the Chainsaw Game Pass. The Chainsaw Game Pass is more of a tool that you can use to get rid of trees blocking the road, or even just chop down trees that have been damaged by the tornado. This sounds very helpful, and it can be in some cases, but in my experience, I've rarely had to use it. To use the Chainsaw Game Pass, you go up to a fallen tree, go to the trunk of its tree, and hold down left click on the tree. You should be able to see wood chips going about. You receive a small cash reward for every tree you cut, but it really isn't much at all. You're better off just chasing out of a tornado. For interest, it's going to be a C tier, and for necessity, it's also going to be a C tier. Next up, we have Infinite Fuel. Infinite Fuel is definitely up there with Double Income as one of the most 2 important game passes to get. Infinite Fuel means you can drive around the map without having to worry about gas at all. This makes chasing just a little bit easier since you don't have to think about when you need to refuel. However, refueling in-game isn't as expensive, and I wish that's how it was in real life. In the game settings, you have the option to turn off Infinite Fuel if you have the Game Pass. For interest, I'm gonna give it a D tier, but for necessity, it's up there with Double Income at S tier. Next up is the Fire EMS Game Pass. This pass gives you the option to treat NPC tornado victims in the game. You also have free access to fire engines and ambulances in the game as long as you're on the EMS team. When you treat NPCs, you tally up casualties in a tornado and can earn a small cash reward for doing so. The Fire EMS Game Pass definitely adds some interest to gameplay, so it's a solid B tier. And for necessity, I'm also going to give it a B tier since you can make some extra cash off of it after a tornado. This next pass I'm going to talk about is the Starter Pack Game Pass. Despite its name, it doesn't actually give you that much. It gives you an extra $10,000 and a Falcon Traveler or Ford Explorer with a Mezzanette. However, while I did get the vehicle, I didn't get the Mezzanette for free with it. Mezzanettes aren't that effective at giving money anyway, so why even bother? For both interest and necessity, I'm going to put Starter Pack at D tier. This next pass I'm going to talk about is the Trucking Jobs Game Pass. This comes as the newest game pass in the game. This game pass gives you a non-storm chasing option to earn a lot of cash. On the map, you can see these icons that have little stacked boxes. Those indicate a building where you can get a trucking job. Go to the green circle and then select your job. The jobs show up with what you're transporting, where you're sending it to, and how much money you'll make in the end. I personally have used this pass to grind for money, and it works pretty darn well, especially with Double Income. For interest, I'm going to put it at an A tier since you can use it whenever there's not storms on the map. And for necessity, I'm going to put it at a B tier. The next game pass I'm going to talk about is the Drone Game Pass. This game pass gives you a drone. There's no reason to overthink it. This drone can be used for different reasons. They can be used to get nice shots of tornadoes, or just the map in general, and they can even be used to see exactly where the tornado is headed and can also kill civilians. You move the drone up and down with the Q and E keys. You turn where the drone is facing with A and D, and then W and S for forwards and backwards. For interest, it's a very solid A tier, and for necessity, a bit of a B tier. I purposely saved the most expensive Game Pass for last, the National Weather Service Game Pass. This Game Pass gives you so much more to work with than the other passes we've discussed in this video. First, you can access the National Weather Service basement in Hazleton. There's a bunch of computers you can sit down by. Once you sit down in a chair, it pulls up the radar on your screen. You can click on a storm or tornado and give it either a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. You can also view cameras placed in towns across the map to give a visual reference. You can also edit the polygons if you'd like. In the National Weather Service basement, there's also a clothes hanger that you can walk up to and put on some NWS attire. Outside of the basement, you're also given a clipboard. This clipboard tool is used to rate tornado damage around the map. When you rate damage, your rating pops up on radar when you view details of a tornado. This Game Pass is easily the best for interest. It adds a lot more to your gameplay, so it's an easy S tier. However, for necessity, I only recommend this Game Pass to those who are really interested in this game and have dedicated a lot more to this game. So I'm going to put it at a B tier. Now that is all 9 Game Passes in Twisted. If you've made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe. That would help me out a ton. I hope you found this video informative, and if so, feel free to share with those interested in the game. If you want to see more Twisted Guide videos like this, I also recommend that you like the video and please leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.
Bubble that houses a bulletproof bubble